Good morning, everyone. Well, it is a coincidence that I'm wearing a red jacket this morning, but it's also an important coincidence because today we have the important feast of the beheading of John the Baptist, and the liturgical color is red. John the Baptist was a bit of a sad story, I suppose, but also a victory. And John the Baptist, as we know, was the son of Elizabeth, who Mary visited when she was pregnant, and he was the baby that leapt in her womb. John the Baptist then went on and spread the word of God, about Jesus, the Messiah. Interesting that he often spoke about Jesus, but didn't specifically identify him until pretty much the times when Jesus was beginning his ministry. But John was a guy who wandered around the desert, a bit of a hermit, and would eat locusts and wild honey, which I suppose is probably nutritious because he survived. But he died a most unfortunate death. As with Christ, he was put to death at the whim of other people. In his particular case, John had been arrested by Herod because of his wife had said he must be arrested because he was criticizing Herod for having married Herodias, who was actually was still married basically to Herod's brother. So a bit of a mess. But then came the opportunity, obviously, we know the story, that it was the birthday of the daughter of Herodias, and she was dancing and was really impressed Herod, and he probably had a bit too much drink, and he said, "Oh, it's wonderful, I'll give you anything you ask for." And then Herodias put into her ear, "Ask for the head of John the Baptist." And so just on that whim, and because Herod had actually made the promise, he had to live up to it. And so John was beheaded, and his head was brought on a plate, as we know. But John the Baptist began his relationship with Christ before his birth, and he continued with it throughout, persistently preaching, saying, "I'm not worthy to undo the strap of his sandal." And in diminishing his own importance on earth, he effectively earned his place in heaven. And that's a challenge for ourselves, I suppose, is that we must somehow diminish our own importance, even though we might strive for success in business and so forth, but never to put ourselves ahead of anybody else. But always to see ourselves as servants of everybody else, to do what we can to help everyone in the way in which we can. So you have a wonderful day, and let's look to the example of St. John. You keep well, stay well, God bless, bye-bye.